Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Naili Fuada, NIM 2518017, jurusan Tadris Bahasa Inggris. In here I will answer a question from Mr. Burhan for ujian komprehensif. The first question is, apa itu guru? The definition of a teacher, as we all know, is a professional educator who educates, teach a science, guide, provides assessment, and evaluate students. A teacher is also defined as someone who has devoted educating, directing, and training in order to understand the knowledge he can teach. Teachers, in the view of society, are people who carry out education in certain place, not necessarily in formal education institution, but can also be in mosque, in surau, or prayer rooms, and at home. The second question is, sebutkan dan jelaskan dua tugas utama guru. Yang pertama, the first one is teaching. A teacher has a responsibility to teach science to his student. The teacher's goal in this case is to make students know about the material from a discipline and have a high intellectual level. And the second is educate. The lecturer is an educator. Educating student is different from teaching a science. The activity of educating student has the aim of changing student behavior from the better so that they can have good character according to the norms and values and apply in society. Then the third question is, apa itu RPP? Jelaskan fungsi dan juga isi dari RPP. RPP or lesson plan is a teacher guide in teaching in the classroom. RPP is made by the teacher to help him teach in accordance with the competency standard and basic competency on that day. And the function of RPP or lesson plan is, benefit of organized RPP or lesson plan is easier delivery of the material, determining targets and objectives, seeing student learning success, developing learning, describing tips of activities, and determining learning resource. And fill in RPP. RPP includes some competency standard, competencies, subject learning, material, learning activity, competency time educator, indicator, allocation, and learning resource. Then the fourth question is, apa saja metode dalam pembelajaran dan yang sudah dilakukan dalam PPL. In learning there are many methods. Several methods is problem-based learning, cooperative learning method, game-based learning method, demonstration method, discussion method, mind mapping method, and many more. And when I practice in PPL, I use game-based learning method and demonstration method, where the methods is very fun and easy to engage their knowledge. And the fifth question is, sebutkan beberapa macam evaluasi dalam pembelajaran serta evaluasi apa yang pernah dicoba dalam PPL. There are many evaluation in learning. The first one is test. Test is a term that has numerous meaning of the four other terms, namely creating and asking a number of questions that must be answered. Second is measurement. The meaning becomes broader, namely by using observation rating, scales, or other tools that allow us to obtain information in the form of quantities. And then evaluation is the process of delineating and refining useful information for stabilizing alternatives. And the last is assessment. Assessment can be used to provide a diagnosis of a person's problems. In that sense, it is synonym with evaluation. But there needs to be emphasized that can be assessed or evaluated is the character of a person, including academic ability, honesty, ability to pursue, and many more. And when I PPL, I use evaluasi method to engage their knowledge, because evaluation and assessment can give us more detailed information about their understand about the material. Then the sixth question, pertanyaan nomor 6, apa yang dimaksud dengan kemampuan kognitif, motorik, dan afektif? Affective ability is an attitude related to feelings or emotional aspect, towards enthusiasm, values, interest, and so on. Example of affective attitudes are feeling of liking something, loving someone, liking a certain culture, and so on. Then, cognitive ability is an ability processed by individual where this ability is related to all forms of mental or brain activity. Cognitive ability is the construction of thought process, including remembering, problem solving, and decision making. And the third is motoric ability is a function that involves certain movement of the muscle of the body to perform certain tasks. This task can be running, reading bicycle. To perform this skill, the body, nervous system, muscle, and brain must work together. And the last question is, sebutkan dan jelaskan 4 kompetensi guru. Mana yang Anda masih merasa kurang, lalu apa yang Anda lakukan untuk memperbaikinya? There are 4 skills that a teacher must have. The first one is pedagogic competence. Is the ability or skill of teacher to manage the learning process or teaching and learning interaction with student. Then personal competence is related to the teacher of the teacher, which must be possessed in order to be an example of for the student. Then professional competence is the ability or skill that must be possessed by the teacher to the teacher task can be conveyed properly and correctly. And the last is social competence is the ability of teacher communicate effectively with student, education staff, parents, or guardian of student